Tintagel is located on the coast of Cornwall in southwest England. The site is known for its rugged coastline, its hilly topography, and its dramatic cliffs dropping down to the Atlantic Ocean below. Research has concluded that the area has been inhabited since at least the 3rd century AD. Archaeological evidence, such as Mediterranean pottery and glass, has revealed that Tintagel during the Dark Ages existed as an important locus of activity and exchange, engaging in trade with the Mediterranean world. The site would have also been a convenient location for a stronghold, as its unique topography would have made it easily defensible, in addition to providing an advantageous viewpoint of the southern waterway. It is believed that the stronghold at Tintagel was a royal one, since it has been discovered that many of the goods brought to the site were also consumed there. It was much later, in the 13th century, 100 years after Geoffrey of Monmouth wrote his History of the Kings of Britain, that Richard, Earl of Cornwall, built a castle on the site, having been inspired by Tintagel's significance to the Arthurian legend. Today, the site at Tintagel includes remains from its Dark Age occupation, as well as the ruins of the medieval castle.
Tintagel is first mentioned in the Arthurian canon in Geoffrey of Monmouth's The History of the Kings of Britain. In this manuscript, the island stronghold, Tintagel Castle, is identified as the location of Arthur's miraculous conception. In Monmouth's Historia, Uther Pendragon lusts after Duke Gorlois of Cornwall's wife, Igerna. Although they are supposed to be allies, Uther wages war on Gorlois for this reason, trying to find a way to take Igerna for himself. Unfortunately for Uther, the island Tintagel Castle is built on is only connected to the mainland by a small strip of land and is easily defensible. Fortunately for Uther, he is able to use Merlin's magical help to disguise himself as Gorlois and trick Igerna into sleeping with him, conceiving Arthur in the process. After learning that Gorlois was killed in battle, Uther returns to Tintagel Castle, seizes Igerna, marries her, and they have 2 children together, Arthur and a daughter named Anna. The other major mention of Tintagel in Arthurian literature is in Sir Thomas Malory's Le Morte d'Arthur. In this version, the premise of the story is very much the same. Uther Pendragon still lusts after the Duke of Cornwall's wife, Igraine, and still requires Merlin's magical help to disguise himself as her husband. However, in Malory's telling of the event, Merlin only agrees to help Uther if he promises to give Merlin whatever is created by his lust in Tintagel Castle that night. Uther quickly agrees and is disguised by Merlin's magic so that he may go sleep with Igraine, culminating in Arthur's miraculous conception. In Le Morte d'Arthur, when Arthur is born, he is immediately taken away from Igraine by Merlin and sent to live with Sir Ector, setting up the many other famous events that will happen in Arthur's lifetime.
One of the highlights of Tintagel is Merlin's Cave. In recent times, it has undergone a somewhat controversial renovation. Outside of the cave, one will now see a carving of a familiar face installed in 2016. Merlin is now carved into the rockside, and according to BBC News, it is not a universally popular addition to the site. Many historians are lamenting how the natural site is being Disneyfied in order to appeal to the Arthuriana-seeking tourists. The name Merlin's Cave itself is a bit of a mythic appropriation, as there is no evidence to point that this location has any connection with Merlin, besides its involvement in the conception of Arthur. Some have attempted to conflate it with the final resting place of Merlin, as some sources, such as Le Morte d'Arthur, detail his demise as being trapped eternally in a cave. Whether there is a connection or not, the English Heritage Site is certainly embracing its Arthurian roots and showcasing them to a younger generation of visitors.